What is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and today we are back in Forza Horizon 2 taking a look at one of my personal favorite cars of all time, the Porsche Carrera GT. Now, the Carrera GT it really is one of my absolute favorite cars. It's so beautiful, it sounds incredible, and I was first introduced to this car back in Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. I used this car so much. I probably had, I don't know, maybe at least 20 or 30 hours just using this car, just using this car, because it was so fun to drive. I just love the way it looked, and with now the modern rendering technology that we have in games like this, it looks absolutely incredible. And I'm just going to go ahead and pull right up to the tunnel to give you guys our first little sound clip. I'm going to just kind of cruise up there and forth, so you can't really hear much. And then once we get up to this tunnel, I'm gonna just absolutely I'm gonna put it in first. And technically, I could put it in neutral, but since I don't have an H pattern shifter, we can't. I will at some point, but I'm just gonna put it in first and hold the clutch in, just so you guys can hear this incredible sound. Sounds absolutely incredible, doesn't it? I love the way this thing sounds. It absolutely screams with that V10. But let's go ahead and see what this thing will do. Wasn't really concerned about launching. Honestly, I just wanted to do a big burnout. It sounds so savage. Especially like downshifting in a tunnel. Oh my god, this thing, it sounds like a beast. Excuse me, Sign and MC12. It's actually pretty tail-happy. It's more tail-happy than you might think. I mean, it's pretty composed if you want it to be, but if you want it to be a hoonigan, it will get the tail end out. Pretty quickly, too. And it's nice because it's almost got this kind of dual personality thing going on, because it can be a grip monster. It can be a very composed car, but if you change up your driving style just a little bit, it will turn into a smoky drift machine. It does have a little bit of entry understeer. Definitely if you come straight out of something like the GT3 RS 4-liter or especially the 918, you're going to notice the entry understeer that this car has. But when you drive this car for a while, you learn the types of speeds you can enter corners at and avoid that entry understeer. I mean, that entry understeer is there for certain reasons, obviously, if you think about it. But we're coming into this corner, what, 140? And we did get entry understeer into the wall. But I will try and redeem that in the next corner, because it's a similar type of corner. We're around about 130-ish, just below, and it went through just fine. That corner was not as sharp. Wow, did I really just do that? Dang. Come on then, step up your game, man. But I think the big thing with this car is that you gotta remember that you're dealing with something that's a little bit larger than, say, something like the 911 GT3 RS 4-liter, but, it's not quite as responsive as the 918, though. It's more old school than the 918, and it feels more old school than the 918. You don't get, obviously, since it's not all-wheel drive, you don't get that front-end pull that the 918 has, but the funny thing is, when you drive this, and then you drive the 918 afterwards, you feel a similarity. You really feel, actually, multiple similarities, because you're like, wow, this was the 918 of its day. This was back in, what, 04, 05? Maybe older than that. Maybe 03. I'm not sure, actually. I want to say right off the top of my head. But back in that time, this was that time's 918. It really was, just because of the fact that this thing was Porsche's hypercar of the time. Now, back in that time, we didn't really use the term hypercar. We used the term supercar. But even so, this thing is a beast of a machine, and yes, I would love to own one of these in real life. Would I take one of these over an Enzo? Yes. Yes, I would. Yes, I absolutely would take one of these over an Enzo, for multiple reasons. For the insane-sounding V10, for the absolutely gorgeous looks, for the 6-speed manual gearbox, which I've heard can be actually quite a tricky one to get used to. I've heard that the clutch in this car is quite ow, Volkswagen Fox, is quite unforgiving, but I'm sure that once you got used to it, you'd be good to go. And then again, when you're driving in third-person view, it's quite a bonus because you're able to look at that incredibly, just like the incredibly gorgeous rear end of this car. There's really no downside to it. There really isn't. I mean, sure, the slight understeer on corner entry might be to someone that's looking for absolute lap times. And if that's what you're looking for, go get a 918. Really, just go get a 918. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're looking for something that's got a lot of character and a lot of sound, just pretty much loaded with really everything you'd want in a Porsche, get yourself a Carrera GT. The only thing that it doesn't have as far as what you're looking for in a Porsche is the fact that it's not a 911. I mean, if you want a 911, get a 911 turbo, get an RS 4-liter, get whatever 911 suits you best. But to me, this is my ultimate Porsche, the Carrera GT. I love it. It's absolutely incredible. And you know what? I just want to keep driving it. This is one of those cars where you never really want to stop driving it. And no matter what kind of driving you're doing, whether you're just kind of drifting around like we are now, or you're doing more grip style driving like we were earlier. But the thing is, this car is actually really eager to get sideways. It's actually a lot more eager than the GT3 RS 4-liter. And it will respond really nicely to a pull of the e-brake, a kick of the clutch. It really does well. I mean, you just initiate a drift, and you're going. You're going. That's all you gotta do. And again, this car is a completely stock tune, completely stock setup aside from a race exhaust. I think the race exhaust may have added, like, I don't know, 28 horsepower or something. So it's not really that big of a difference from where it would be stock. And before you go and say, but it's got more power, it's 28 more horsepower. Come on, it's 28. And I know little amounts of horsepower can make a difference, but come on, 28 horsepower, please. But the thing is, too, though, I don't see a lot of people getting this and using it as a dedicated drift car. But at the same time, if you want to be different, if you want to mess around, grab one of these and use it for use it as a grip car, use it as a drift car, use it whatever you want. Use it to ram into 370Zs. Use it for whatever you want, because that's what it's made for. That's what it does best. I mean, even for just like a long distance cruising car, if you want to just use something, if you want to just have something to really cruise around the world of Horizon 2 with, something that's really fast, sounds really good, get in a Carrera GT. I'm serious. I'm serious, guys. This thing will amaze you. It really will if you haven't driven one before. And again, if you want to get it sideways, it's just, I mean, a pull of the handbrake, a kick of the clutch, or a stab of the throttle away, it will really just kick the back end out at a moment's notice. Hi, RSX. Didn't mean to, eat your rear bumper on that one. Sorry. The only thing this thing can't do is off-roading. I mean, I guess it could do it. It's not very good at it. I think a Storm Island rally suspension build of this car would be, like, the most hilarious thing ever. I'm actually considering doing one now just because I've just thought of it. But yeah, I mean, that wouldn't be any kind of realistic or factual build at all, but it would just be something hilarious, I think, just to try. If there's enough support for that, I mean, let me know in the comment section below if you guys, if someone comments, yes, do a rally build and it gets enough votes, I might do it. I don't know. Who knows? I might do one. But yeah, wow. Either way, just all of the cars in this pack have been blowing me away so far. They really have, and I haven't even driven half of them yet. That's the biggest thing. I still haven't even driven half of these cars, and I already love the pack. I already definitely say that the cars that I've driven so far are already worth the $10 I paid for it, easily. I highly recommend this pack. I really do. And the thing is, too, you're going to get a lot of use out of these cars. You really are. You're going to want to keep driving them. They're cars that you're not going to want to put away. You're not going to want to put these cars away. I promise you guys that. But if you guys enjoyed this quick drive and review of the Porsche Carrera GT and Forza Horizon 2, then don't forget to leave me a like. Tell me in the comment section down below what you guys thought of it. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe for more. And I will see you guys in the next one. Talk to you guys later.